Hello YouTube. Today I have one tire inflator with me and it is actually not working. It's from the brand called Woscher and when it is plugged into my car cigarette lighter, it is actually showing this display portion black, and whether I turn it off or on, the LED always keeps lit on. So let's see what is actually happening. I will try to open this. There are some screws for which I need a Phillips head screwdriver. So before that, let's test it from a 12 volt power supply. Here I have a 12 volt 30 amp power supply. So I will just try to power on. This one is actually rated 12 volt 10 amp maximum current, as it is rated here. It is 10 amp 120 watts. So let's see how it behaves with a power supply. So for that, I will connect this connector to let me switch on the power supply here. And okay, as you can see, if I plug it, it is always turned on. Even if I switch it off, it is always on. My camera isn't focusing here. So even if I switch it on and off, it's always on, and the motor isn't working. There is no air coming out of this nozzle whether I switch it on or not. If I press something, nothing happens, and this button feels very tight. The minus button is working, but this button feels very tight. So let me just go ahead and open it and see what it is actually happening. Let me just disconnect the power supply from here. Now it came off. So here is the mechanism. So this is a motor and it comes out. I need to open this circuit as well. So here is the circuit. And if possible, I will try to. Okay, here is the LED, and this one is the switch. So here in the board, I can see one burned MOSFET. If you notice here, there is a burned MOSFET, and under that the trace is also burned. So if I just try to remove these, actually it is attached to the display, but I guess because of this MOSFET it is not working. So if I can remove this circuit, that would be better. And this one looks like a 775 motor, RS 540 11,000 RPM motor. So, and this one looks like a pressure sensor. So I need to get this thing in a working condition. So I will just go ahead and remove this circuit, because this has a blob of chip which doesn't signify any marking, so I cannot recover this circuit. And I guess this MOSFET is already shorted if I test with a multimeter. I think it is already shorted. All the pins are here connected. 3 of the pins are all sorted. So somehow this MOSFET burnt, and I need to get this thing in a working condition. So I will just remove the circuit and bypass this. So for that I need the soldering iron. I will just go ahead and bring it and get back to work. Now the circuit here looks like this portion is burned completely. Here the MOSFET, that is totally burned, and I don't know I can replace it or not. Some other component also looks burnt out here. Something was there, maybe a capacitor or something, that also got burned. But here I will try to figure out whether I can replace it. But actually the trace of this PCB is also coming out, so that's an issue. If possible, I will try to fix it, and I will make a follow-up video of this also. And these connections are for the LCD here. This one is the connection for the LCD, and this is the LED backlit for LCD. These are the control buttons. So now if I turn it on, okay, let me switch on the power supply, and if I turn it on, so at least it is working. Now I will go ahead and test with the tire whether it is able to inflate the tire or not. So now I will just quickly assemble this. So I have fastened all the screws. Now once again I will just go ahead and test whether it is now also it is working or not. I will switch on the power supply. So now I will test with a tire whether it is able to inflate or not. Although the electronics portion isn't there, but at least we can make use of it. We cannot set the pressure, but at least we can get it done in case of emergency. So here I am ready with my tire inflator to check whether it can push some air into the wheel of my bike. so I guess some air can push, so I can make use of it in case of emergency. And you can see my tire is completely tight. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Have a nice day.